Hello, Americans. Another friend subscribers around the world. Hey, man. So this morning, man, we had rain. Rained all night, man. Great for the garden. We were out in the garden this morning. Everything is just booming. It's looking good out there. And then before that, earlier, I was just watching and listening to some YouTube stuff and started listening to this one I've shared I think a clip. It's been a while, but with the squirrel but I love that one, man. It's I don't think it's AI generated, but it may be. But there's some good stuff. But anyway, I was listening to this one, and it's talking about, your grandparents and prepping and, just their life, and I was raised by that generation, canned foods and all that. And my grandma and grandpa weren't big gardeners, but next door to them was where my grandma Bertha lived. My grandma Bertha and grandpa Mike. Those were my great-grandparents, my grandpa's mom. And I started thinking back, and I remember being over there after she'd passed away. She actually passed away after my grandpa. But I was over at grandma's, and they lived right next door, and out in her back or something, I was staring over at Grandma Bertha's backyard, and it's all grass now and everything like that, which grandma would be livid. But back when I was a kid and back till, into her 80s, man, it was all, she had the grass and stuff, and then she had her flower beds, man, amazing flowers. But then she had the compost pile, and then the garden went all the way around, and there was shed and trees or a big tree and stuff. And I was just thinking back, and now it's all grass, and all that soil would be just, oh man, those people don't even know, man. They could grow anything back there. That's some prime dirt back there. So, but anyways, listening to this video, and I think we'll just go ahead and share that right here.
You're standing in your grandparents' backyard, maybe leaning against an old fence that has survived more storms than your entire apartment building. You see weeds, cracked concrete, a sagging shed, maybe a few fruit trees nobody has pruned since the last sane decade. But let me ask you something. What if that tired little patch of dirt is not nostalgia? What if it is a survival blueprint hiding in plain sight? Because while everyone else is stockpiling shiny gadgets from online ads, your grandparents were running a low-tech resilience system before resilience became a hashtag. They had food production, water capture, tool repair, seed saving, barter goods, medicinal plants, passive cooling, and neighborhood intelligence. They did not call it prepping. They called it Tuesday. And here is the uncomfortable truth. Modern people are one broken supply chain away from discovering that convenience is just dependency wearing perfume. The average backyard from 2 generations ago could produce calories, medicine, clean water, heat, shade, compost, and morale. Your modern balcony with decorative string lights produces vibes. Vibes do not feed you. Today I'm going to show you why your grandparents' backyard might be the ultimate prepper goldmine, and how to steal those forgotten homestead secrets without moving to a cabin or buying a tractor you cannot afford. This is urban survival through old world logic. Dirt, jars, roots, rain, scraps, and quiet systems that keep working when the grid starts coughing blood. If you want to be part of the tiny percentage that does more than panic scroll when the lights go out, subscribe. Drop a comment with the most useful thing your grandparents ever kept in their yard, shed, basement, or pantry. Let's get tactical, because the apocalypse does not care how aesthetic your emergency backpack looks. Start with the garden, because that is where people get stupid first. They imagine perfect rows, expensive raised beds, cute labels, and some influencer whispering to tomatoes like they are therapy clients. Your grandparents knew better. A survival garden is not decoration. It is a calorie machine, a pharmacy, a soil factory, and a morale weapon disguised as yard work. The secret was not growing everything. The secret was growing what mattered. Potatoes, beans, squash, onions, cabbage, carrots, herbs, and greens that tolerate abuse. These crops give you calories, storage life, nutrition, and seed potential. Not exotic nonsense that dies if you look at it with the wrong emotional frequency. Potatoes are the dirty little cheat code. 1 pound of potatoes gives roughly 350 calories, and they grow in buckets, bags, trenches, trash cans, and ugly corners your homeowner association pretends not to see. They are not glamorous, neither is starving. Plant them where sunlight hits, hill the soil as they grow, and suddenly that useless strip behind the garage becomes an underground battery bank made of carbohydrates. Beans are your protein multiplier. Dry beans can store for years, fix nitrogen in the soil, and climb vertical space like they are trying to escape civilization. Your grandparents planted pole beans near fences because fences are free trellises. That is old school engineering. Use the structure you already have before buying the structure someone wants to sell you. Squash is chaos with calories. Zucchini, winter squash, pumpkins, and similar vines spread like they heard a rumor about free land. Winter squash stores for months in a cool, dry place, and the seeds can be roasted for fats and minerals. The big leaves shade soil, suppress weeds, and protect moisture. That is not a plant. That is a biological occupation force. Now let's talk about the forgotten holy trinity your grandparents understood without a spreadsheet. Annuals, perennials, and volunteers. Annuals feed you fast. Perennials come back like stubborn relatives. Volunteers are plants that reseed themselves and show up next year without asking permission. In collapse math, anything that returns without fuel, shipping, packaging, or customer service is a tactical asset. Fruit trees are not landscaping. They are vertical food infrastructure. Apple, pear, plum, fig, mulberry, and persimmon trees turn sunlight into stored sugar year after year. A mature fruit tree can produce more food than a dozen emergency ration buckets, and it does not need a promotional coupon code. It needs pruning, mulch, water, and you paying attention before the birds file their claim. If you live in a city, do not whine about space. Espalier fruit trees against a wall. Grow dwarf trees in large containers. Use berry canes along fences. Plant grapes over a pergola and call it shade if nosy neighbors ask. That is the beauty of old homestead thinking. Everything has 2 jobs, and 3 jobs if it wants to stay. The next gold mine is the compost pile. And yes, I know, compost sounds like something discussed by people who own too many linen shirts. Wrong. Compost is controlled decay. It is nutrient recycling. It is how you stop treating your kitchen scraps like garbage and start treating them like ammunition for food production. Your grandparents did not waste peels, leaves, coffee grounds, eggshells, or grass clippings. They fed the dirt because the dirt fed them back. Here is the basic science. Bacteria and fungi break organic matter into plant-available nutrients. Carbon materials like dry leaves, straw, and shredded cardboard balance nitrogen materials like food scraps, fresh grass, and coffee grounds. Keep it damp like a wrung-out sponge, not swampy like a bad life choice. Turn it when you can. Ignore it when you must. Nature has been decomposing things longer than your local expert has been posting threads. Compost also solves a problem nobody thinks about until stores run empty. Fertilizer dependency. Modern agriculture leans hard on industrial fertilizers, mined minerals, and global logistics. Your backyard system needs to close loops. Leaves become mulch. Scraps become compost. Weeds become green matter. Wood ash becomes potassium if used carefully. Rabbit manure, chicken manure, and worm castings become plant fuel. Waste becomes yield. That is the whole game. But here is the dark truth. Compost attracts pests if you run it like an idiot. No meat, no oily leftovers, no giant wet piles of mystery slop beside your back door. Bury food scraps inside carbon layers. Use sealed bins where rodents are a serious issue. Keep it boring. Boring systems survive. Exciting systems become raccoon nightclubs. Now look at the old rain barrel. Most people see a decorative mosquito resort. Your grandparents saw free water falling from the sky. Rainwater capture is one of the oldest survival moves on the planet, because water is heavy, expensive to move, and absolutely rude when it disappears. A half-inch of rain on 1,000 square feet of roof can yield more than 300 gallons before losses. Run the numbers and stop ignoring your roof. In an urban survival scenario, rainwater is not automatically safe drinking water. Roofs collect bird droppings, dust, asphalt residue, pollen, and whatever weird chemistry your neighborhood exhales. So you separate uses. Untreated rainwater can irrigate gardens, flush toilets, wash tools, and support hygiene. Drinking water requires filtration, disinfection, or boiling when fuel allows. That distinction keeps you alive instead of confidently poisoning yourself with rustic enthusiasm. Your grandparents often used cisterns, barrels, buckets, and gravity because gravity does not need batteries. First flush diverters dump the dirtiest initial roof runoff. Screens block leaves and mosquitoes. Dark containers reduce algae growth. Overflow lines direct excess water away from foundations. That is not complicated. That is plumbing with common sense, which apparently became illegal sometime after everyone got smart appliances. And do not sleep on gray water logic. Old homesteads reused wash water where safe and legal. You can capture relatively clean water from rinsing vegetables, warming shower water, or dehumidifier output for non-drinking uses. Know your local rules, avoid harsh chemicals, and never dump contaminated water on edible leaves. This is not about being gross, it is about matching water quality to the task. Drinking water for drinking, utility water for utility work. Now go into the shed. That dusty little structure is not a junk pile, it is a museum of practical civilization. Hand saws, files, clamps, shovels, hoes, rakes, pruning shears, hammers, axes, wedges, rope, wire, buckets, tarps, jars, nails, screws, oil cans, spare handles, and mystery hardware and coffee tins. That is not clutter. That is a decentralized repair economy. Modern people replace. Homesteaders repaired. That mindset is a survival superpower. When supply chains break, the person who can sharpen a blade, patch a hose, mend a fence, replace a handle, and improvise a bracket becomes valuable. The person with 7 dead battery tools and no charger becomes a cautionary tale with excellent branding. Start building a manual tool core. 1 digging shovel, 1 spade, 1 hoe, 1 bow saw, 1 pruning saw, 1 hatchet, 1 hammer, 1 hand drill, 1 set of files, 1 brace and bit if you can find it, and enough fasteners to make future you cry with gratitude. Oil metal parts. Hang tools dry. Sharpen edges. Label hardware. Your grandparents did not need a productivity app because the shovel was where the shovel belonged. Here is the kicker most people never consider. Manual tools are quiet. In a crisis, noise is information leakage. A chainsaw tells half the neighborhood you have fuel, equipment, wood, and probably supplies. A bow saw tells the tree one thing, and the block almost nothing. Quiet work preserves operational security. Your grandparents called it not bothering the neighbors. I call it not advertising your inventory to desperate strangers. Now let's raid the pantry logic. Your grandparents' pantry was not a Pinterest wall. It was a buffer against winter, unemployment, storms, crop failure, illness, and bad luck. Mason jars, root cellars, crocks, dried herbs, canned tomatoes, pickles, jam, beans, flour, lard, vinegar, salt, sugar, and sacks of potatoes. That was not hoarding. That was a household supply chain with shelves. Canning gets romanticized, so let's be precise. High-acid foods like many fruits, jams, and properly acidified pickles can be processed with water bath methods. Low-acid foods like vegetables, meats, and beans require pressure canning to reach temperatures that control dangerous microbes. Botulism does not care about your grandmother's vibes. Use tested recipes from reliable extension sources. Inspect seals, and when in doubt, throw it out. Survival food should not become a biological ambush. Drying is simpler and brutally useful. Herbs, apple slices, peppers, mushrooms, beans, and certain greens can be dried with airflow, sun, low heat, or a dehydrator. Removing moisture slows microbial growth and concentrates storage life. Store dried foods in airtight containers away from heat and light. Add oxygen absorbers where appropriate. Label dates because future you will not remember whether that jar is basil or lawn clippings from the year everything got weird. Fermentation is another old trick that modern people rediscover every few years, and then charge $40 for at a market. Sauerkraut, kimchi-style vegetables, sour pickles, yogurt, kefir, and vinegar all rely on microbial control. Salt, acidity, temperature, and time create conditions where useful organisms dominate. It is biology used as food security. Tiny invisible workers preserving your cabbage while you sleep. Finally, employees who do not ask for dental. Root cellaring is passive refrigeration. Carrots, beets, Turnips, potatoes, onions, apples, and winter squash each prefer different humidity and temperature conditions, but the principle is simple. Cool, dark, ventilated spaces slow decay. A basement corner, buried trash can, insulated box, crawl space, or shaded outdoor bin can become a micro-root cellar if designed safely. You are not recreating history. You are weaponizing temperature gradients. Now move to seeds, because seeds are time capsules with teeth. Your grandparents saved seeds because buying the same life form every year from a distant company was obviously insane. Open-pollinated beans, peas, tomatoes, lettuce, peppers, and herbs can give you next season's crop if you learn isolation distances, drying, labeling, and storage. Hybrid seeds may grow, but results can vary. Know what you are planting before you bet dinner on it. Seed saving is not just gardening, it is sovereignty. Dry seeds thoroughly. Store them cool, dark, and dry. Use paper packets inside jars with desiccant. Label variety, date, source, and notes. Test germination by sprouting a few seeds on a damp paper towel before planting season. That little envelope is not cute. It is a contract with the future. And here's where your grandparents were sneakier than people realize. They shared seeds. The neighborhood grapevine was also a genetic distribution network. Mrs. Thompson had beans that survived drought. Uncle Ray had tomatoes that shrugged off blight. Somebody's plum tree produced through neglect. Local genetics matter. Plants that survived your weather, your soil, and your pests are worth more than glossy catalog promises from a climate 3 states away. Medicinal plants deserve respect, not fantasy. Your grandparents often kept aloe for burns, mint for digestion, yarrow for minor bleeding support, calendula for skin salves, chamomile for calming tea, and comfrey for compost and topical traditions. But listen carefully, plants are not magic. Some interact with medications, some are unsafe for pregnancy, and some look like deadly cousins. Learn identification from multiple sources before putting anything in your mouth. The woods are full of confidence tests with consequences. The prepper advantage is not replacing doctors with weeds. It is reducing small problems before they become big problems. Clean minor scrapes. Support sleep. Soothe stomach issues. Make basic salves. Grow antimicrobial herbs for cleaning and food preservation. Stock real medical supplies too, because chewing a leaf at a compound fracture is not ancient wisdom. It is a lawsuit against common sense. Now let's talk chickens, rabbits, and the small livestock question. Not everyone can keep animals, and local laws matter. But your grandparents knew that small animals convert scraps, weeds, and modest space into eggs, manure, meat, fur, pest control, and routine. Chickens patrol bugs and produce eggs. Rabbits turn greens into fertilizer pellets. Bees pollinate and make honey where legal and safe. This is biology doing logistics. For urban survival, start with legality, sanitation, and noise. A quiet quail setup may be more realistic than a rooster announcing your existence like a feathered air raid siren. Rabbits need shade, clean water, predator protection, and humane care. Chickens need secure housing, feed plans, and disease awareness. Animals are not emergency vending machines. They are living systems, and living systems punish lazy operators. Even without livestock, you can build fertility systems. Worm bins fit under sinks, in garages, or on balconies if managed correctly. Black soldier fly larvae can process scraps in warmer climates and feed chickens or fish where appropriate. Leaf mold turns autumn waste into soil conditioner. Grass clippings become mulch when chemical-free. The point is simple. Stop exporting fertility in trash bags and then importing fertility in plastic bags. Now look at fences and hedges. Your grandparents' yard had boundaries, and boundaries matter. A fence slows animals, guides movement, hides activity, supports vines, and marks social territory. A hedge can produce berries, thorns, medicine, privacy, wind protection, and habitat for beneficial insects. That is 6 jobs from one green wall. Meanwhile, modern yards install decorative shrubs that contribute nothing except seasonal disappointment. Edible hedges are underrated defensive agriculture. Blackberries, raspberries, gooseberries, currants, roses for hips, hazelnuts, serviceberries, and thorny native plants can create food and friction. You are not building a fortress. You are shaping movement, sightlines, and access. In emergencies, anything that slows casual intrusion without screaming, "I am prepared," is valuable. Low profile beats tactical cosplay every time. Shade is another forgotten resource. Before air conditioning became the official religion, people planted trees, used awnings, opened windows strategically, and designed airflow. A deciduous tree on the south or west side can block summer heat and allow winter sun after leaves drop. Vines on trellises cool walls. Mulch cools soil. Light-colored surfaces reflect heat. Thermal comfort is survival when heat waves turn apartments into ovens. Passive cooling is physics, not folklore. Heat moves by radiation, conduction, and convection. Shade reduces radiant heat. Insulation slows conduction. Ventilation moves hot air out and cooler air in. Evaporation pulls heat from surfaces. Your grandparents did not need the vocabulary to understand the results. They opened the high window, shaded the porch, slept low, and drank water before becoming a cautionary headline. Now let's steal the summer kitchen concept. In hot weather, cooking indoors turns your home into a slow cooker with furniture. Old homesteads often cooked outside or in separate spaces to keep heat out of the house. A rocket stove, solar cooker, grill, camp stove, or insulated haybox cooker can reduce fuel use and heat load. No fire laws. Keep extinguishing tools nearby. Do not burn down the neighborhood trying to make beans. The haybox cooker is criminally forgotten. Bring food to a boil, then place the covered pot inside an insulated box packed with towels, blankets, straw, or modern insulation so retained heat finishes the cooking. It saves fuel and reduces smoke, smell, and attention. Rice, beans, stews, and grains can benefit. This is thermal mass working for you while everyone else is wasting fuel like tomorrow has a delivery window. Wood ash, soap, vinegar, and salt were not random pantry antiques. They were chemistry. Vinegar cleans, preserves, and flavors. Salt preserves food and supports basic electrolyte needs. Wood ash can help with cleaning and soil amendment when used carefully. Soap prevents disease by removing oils and microbes from skin and surfaces. In a breakdown, sanitation beats macho gear. Diarrhea has ended more survival fantasies than bad guys ever will. Your grandparents also understood laundry as public health. Clean cloth, dry socks, aired bedding, and sunlight reduce skin problems, pests, and infection risk. A washboard, bucket, plunger washer, clothesline, and clothespins are not quaint. They are grid-down hygiene tools. Sunlight helps dry and freshen fabric. Wind is a free dryer. Congratulations, the sky has appliances. Now let's get into the cellar mentality. Basements, crawl spaces, garages, sheds, and understair closets are not just storage zones. They are climate zones. Your grandparents used the cool corner for potatoes, the dry shelf for onions, the dark cabinet for canned goods, and the high hooks for herbs. Modern storage often ignores temperature, humidity, pests, and access. That is how good supplies become expensive trash. Map your home like a microclimate battlefield. Which wall gets sun? Which corner stays cool? Where does water collect? Where do mice travel? Which shelf freezes in winter? Which closet overheats in summer? Put supplies where the physics favors them. Store water low and stable. Store food dark and cool. Store tools dry. Store medical supplies away from heat. Your grandparents were not lucky. They were observant. Barter goods used to grow in the yard. Eggs, honey, seedlings, extra tomatoes, firewood, herbs, jam, vinegar, repaired tools, saved seeds, and useful knowledge. In a crisis, barter is not about playing merchant prince in a wasteland market. It is about relationships and redundancy. Small surplus builds goodwill before desperation arrives. You do not want your first conversation with the neighborhood to happen when everyone is scared, but operational security matters. Do not brag about deep storage. Do not give tours of your supplies. Share skills and modest surplus, not your entire logistics map. Old-timers were often private for a reason. They helped, but they did not perform abundance for applause. In fragile times, visibility creates pressure. Pressure creates demands. Demands create hard choices. Keep your generosity intelligent. Now let's talk about neighborhood intelligence. The most overlooked homestead secret. Grandparents knew who had a ladder, who grew peaches, who owned a truck, who fixed engines, who drank too much, who watched the street, and who could not keep a secret if you stapled it to their tongue. That information mattered. In urban survival, people are either force multipliers or risk multipliers. Usually both, depending on the day. You do not need to be creepy. You need to be aware. Learn names. Notice skills. Build trust slowly. Trade garden extras. Offer help fixing a fence. Ask about old fruit trees. Compliment the elderly neighbor's tomatoes, and then shut up long enough to learn something. The best survival intelligence often comes disguised as small talk with someone watering beans at 7 in the morning. Old backyards also had redundant light. Lanterns, candles, oil lamps, matches in tins, mirrors, reflective surfaces, and habits for moving in darkness. Today, people own one flashlight and 17 dead charging cables. Build layered lighting. Headlamps for tasks, lanterns for rooms, candles only with fire discipline, solar lights for low-level exterior movement, and spare batteries stored properly. Darkness makes fools of the overconfident. Solar garden lights are not toys if you use them correctly. Cheap stake lights can mark paths, charge during the day, and provide dim night navigation without burning fuel. They are not security floodlights. They are movement aids. Bring them inside at night for low light. Use red filters to preserve night vision where helpful. Remember, bright light can help you see, but it also helps everyone see you. Now water again, because water deserves repetition until it becomes annoying. Old yards often had wells, hand pumps, cisterns, ponds, or at least barrels. In modern cities, you may have none of that, so adapt. Store water in food-safe containers. Keep a Silcock key where legal for approved access points. Know nearby public water sources. Learn filtration and disinfection before crisis day. Practice now, because panic is a terrible instructor. A basic water plan has 3 layers. Stored water for immediate survival. Collected water for replenishment. Treatment methods for safety. Filters remove particles and many biological threats depending on rating. Disinfection handles many microbes. Boiling is reliable when fuel is available. Chemical treatment requires correct dosage and contact time. Do not freestyle water safety like you are seasoning soup. Measure, wait, verify. Your grandparents' backyard probably had mulch everywhere, even if they did not call it that. Leaves under trees, straw around plants, wood chips on paths, grass clippings drying near beds. Mulch protects soil from sun, slows evaporation, suppresses weeds, feeds soil organisms, and reduces erosion. Bare soil is a wound. Cover it. Nature covers soil whenever humans stop interrupting. Take the hint. Mulch is also stealth. A mulched food forest looks more like landscaping than a desperate food production zone. Mix edible plants with ornamentals. Put herbs near flowers. Grow sweet potatoes as ground cover. Use strawberries along borders. Train grapes where people expect decoration. The goal is productivity without a neon sign saying, "Please raid this salad bar during civil instability." Now examine the junk corner. Every old backyard had one. Bricks, boards, buckets, wire, pipe, tarps, old windows, barrels, pallets, cracked pots, and pieces of machines nobody could identify but nobody dared throw away. Some of it is trash. Some of it is future infrastructure. The skill is sorting. Keep reusable materials safely organized. Remove hazards. Label what matters. A junk pile becomes a materials bank when managed like an adult. Salvage supports cold frames, trellises, repairs, rain systems, compost bins, raised beds, shade structures, and temporary fencing. Old windows become season extenders. Buckets become planters. Bricks become thermal mass. Pallets become compost bays if safe and untreated. Tarps become rain cover, shade, and emergency roofing. In collapse economics, the cheapest part is the one already behind your shed. But do not romanticize dangerous garbage. Pressure-treated lumber, unknown chemical containers, rusty hazards, broken glass, and contaminated soil can hurt you. Use gloves. Identify materials. Avoid growing food in questionable containers. Test soil when possible, especially near old houses with lead paint history or roadside contamination. Homestead wisdom is not blind nostalgia. It is practical caution wearing dirty boots. The old smokehouse, drying rack, and pantry shelf all point to the same principle. Preservation buys time. Time is survival. Food that lasts through a power outage gives you options. Food that lasts through winter gives you strategy. Food that lasts a year gives you bargaining power. Your grandparents preserved food because harvests arrive in waves, but hunger arrives every day like a bill collector with perfect attendance. Modern adaptation is simple. Learn one preservation skill at a time. Start with refrigerator pickles, then dehydrated herbs, then water bath jam, then pressure canning if you are ready to follow tested procedures. Add vacuum sealing, mylar bags, oxygen absorbers, and freezer management while the grid still works. Do not attempt every skill in one weekend unless you enjoy creating expensive compost with extra steps. Firewood is another backyard lesson. Old homes stacked wood off the ground, covered on top, open on the sides, and close enough to use but far enough to avoid pests and fire risk. Even if wood heat is not your main plan, small dry fuel matters for outdoor cooking, emergency warmth, and morale. Wet wood is just smoke with bark. Dry it before you need it. Kindling is the part amateurs forget. Twigs, split sticks, bark, pine cones, cardboard, waxed cotton, dryer lint used cautiously, and commercial fire starters all make ignition easier. Store ignition tools in multiple places. Matches in waterproof containers. Lighters protected from children and heat. Ferro rods as backups. Fire is chemistry, but in a storm it becomes attitude management. Cold people make bad decisions fast. Your grandparents also knew the power of routine. Feed animals in the morning. Water plants before heat. Check fences after wind. Turn compost on Saturday. Sharpen tools before storage. Rotate jars. Sweep the porch. These habits look boring, and that is why they work. Survival is not one heroic moment. It is 1,000 tiny maintenance tasks done before drama has a chance to audition. Build a weekly resilience loop. Walk the yard. Check water storage. Inspect plants for pests. Harvest something. Preserve something. Repair one small thing. Add organic matter to soil. Update your inventory. Talk to one neighbor. Practice one low-tech skill. That loop turns preparedness from panic shopping into muscle memory. Muscle memory survives stress better than good intentions. Now let's talk pests, because nature is not your obedient employee. Aphids, slugs, rodents, birds, raccoons, squirrels, yes, awkward. And insects will all notice your food before your lazy cousin does. Your grandparents used barriers, timing, traps where legal, companion planting, sanitation, and observation. The first rule is simple. Catch problems early, when a thumb, a hose, or a row cover can solve them. Late discovery turns into war, and war is expensive. Integrated pest management sounds fancy, but it means do not carpet bomb your food system with poison, because one bug hurt your feelings. Identify the pest. Understand its life cycle. Remove habitat. Encourage beneficial insects. Use physical barriers. Escalate carefully. The goal is balance, not sterile fantasy. A garden with zero insects is usually a garden with zero future. Soil is the real inheritance. Not the shed, not the jars, not even the tools. Soil. Healthy soil holds water, feeds plants, hosts microbes, resists erosion, and buffers stress. Your grandparents built soil with manure, leaves, compost, cover crops, and time. Modern survivalists buy gear because gear gives instant dopamine. Soil gives delayed power. That is why almost nobody invests in it until it is too late. You can start today with a no-dig bed. Lay cardboard over grass, wet it down, add compost, leaves, and mulch, then plant into pockets of soil or compost. The cardboard suppresses grass while breaking down. Soil organisms do the tilling. It is not magic, it is delegation. You are outsourcing labor to worms, fungi, and gravity, which is still more reliable than most committees. Now the big uncomfortable piece, security. Old homesteads were not defenseless, but the first line of security was community, visibility control, dogs, fences, lighting, routine, and reputation. For modern urban survival, focus on deterrence and safety, not fantasy gunfights. Secure gates, clear tripping hazards, reinforce shed locks, keep tools from being visible. Use motion lights thoughtfully, build relationships with trustworthy neighbors. Defensive gardening sounds silly until you think like a desperate person. What do they see from the alley? Food, tools, water barrels, open access? Or do they see a normal yard, thorny plants, closed gates, and nothing worth immediate effort? Your grandparents' privacy hedges and closed sheds were not paranoia. They were social engineering with leaves and hinges. Keep the most valuable systems less visible. Put obvious flowers near the street. Put staple crops deeper inside. Use containers that can move. Keep spare tools locked. Harvest regularly so abundance is not dangling like an invitation. Share selectively. A survival yard should whisper productivity, not shout inventory. The loudest prepper on the block is often just pre-looted. Your grandparents' backyard was also a classroom. Kids learned to weed, shell peas, stack wood, collect eggs, mend things, and identify weather. Skills transferred by doing, not by downloading a PDF and feeling prepared. You need that same training loop. Teach your household one skill per week. Let everyone light a stove safely, shut off water, find supplies, identify herbs, and harvest food. Competence is contagious when practiced. Do not underestimate morale. A garden during crisis is not only calories, it is proof that tomorrow exists. Fresh herbs and bland stored food can keep people from emotionally collapsing into canned bean despair. Flowers attract pollinators and remind your brain that beauty did not resign. A shaded sitting spot gives tired people a place to breathe. Survival without morale becomes slow surrender with supplies. Old homesteads were seasonal machines. Spring was planting and repair. Summer was watering, pest control, and harvesting. Fall was preservation and storage. Winter was planning, mending, sharpening, and learning. Modern people live in artificial sameness, then act shocked when seasons still control food, heat, light, and water. Build your calendar around reality. The planet has a schedule whether your phone syncs or not. Make a backyard survival calendar. In January, inventory seeds and tools. In March, start seedlings. In April, prepare beds. In May, plant warm crops. In July, preserve herbs. In August, start fall crops. In October, store roots and protect perennials. In November, clean tools and stack mulch. Adjust for your climate. The exact dates matter less than the rhythm. Rhythm beats panic. Now here is the modern upgrade your grandparents would have loved. Combining old systems with quiet technology. Use moisture meters if helpful. Use solar chargers for small devices. Use digital inventories while keeping paper backups. Use LED grow lights to start seedlings. Use food-safe barrels and modern filters. Use online extension guides while printing critical instructions. Tradition is not museum worship. It is field-tested logic updated with better tools. But never let technology become the single point of failure. A smart irrigation system is convenient until power fails or an app update murders your tomatoes. Every automated system needs a manual fallback. Every electric tool needs a hand tool equivalent. Every digital plan needs paper. Every stored supply needs rotation. Redundancy is not paranoia. Redundancy is what adults call insurance when they are not trying to sound tactical. The biggest forgotten secret is that your grandparents' backyard was not one system, it was stacked systems. Food fed compost, compost fed soil, soil fed plants, plants fed people and animals, animals fed soil, rain fed barrels, barrels fed gardens, gardens fed pantry, pantry fed morale. Tools repaired the whole machine. Neighbors exchanged surplus. That loop is the gold mine. Not one trick, not one gadget, a loop. Collapse breaks linear systems. Store to truck to shelf to cart to fridge to trash. That is linear. Homesteading is circular. Scraps return, seeds return, skills return, water returns, nutrients return, knowledge returns. The more loops you build, the less you depend on fragile lines stretching across oceans, highways, warehouses, and political promises written in disappearing ink. Now let me give you the backyard reconnaissance protocol. Walk your property with a notebook. Mark sun, shade, wind, water flow, soil condition, access points, existing plants, storage zones, pests, neighbor sightlines, and unused vertical space. Take photos. Draw ugly maps. Ugly maps save lives. Pretty plans often die in the first heat wave. Then make 3 lists. What already produces, what could produce within 30 days, what could produce within 1 year. Already producing might be fruit trees, herbs, rain capture, compost, tools, or useful neighbors. 30-day production might be greens, radishes, sprouts, microgreens, worm compost, water storage, and repairs. 1-year production might be perennials, soil improvement, seed saving, and serious preservation skills. This is how you turn nostalgia into operations. Start small, but start real. 1 rain barrel, 1 compost bin, 1 potato bucket, 1 herb bed, 1 shelf of preserved food, 1 manual tool restored, 1 seed-saving experiment, 1 neighbor conversation, 1 shaded cooking setup. You do not need a perfect homestead. You need momentum. The unprepared wait for ideal conditions. The prepared make ugly progress. And yes, you will fail. Seeds will not sprout. Bugs will eat something. A jar may not seal. A barrel may leak. A neighbor may think you are weird. Congratulations, you have met reality. Better to fail now, with stores open and water running, than during a crisis when every mistake charges interest. Practice turns failure into tuition instead of tragedy. The dark truth is that your grandparents' ways do not make you invincible. Nothing does. A backyard cannot stop every disaster, feed an army forever, or replace medical care, community, and judgment. Drought can hit, illness can hit, theft can hit. Bad luck can kick the door like it owns the place. Homestead systems give you better odds, not guarantees. That is still worth everything. Here is your choice. You can keep treating old sheds, fruit trees, rain barrels, compost piles, and pantry shelves like relics from people who did not understand modern life. Or you can recognize the truth. They understood dependency better than we do because they had less of it. Their backyard was not backward, it was resilient. Open a note right now and list 5 old-school systems you can build where you live. Food, water, soil, tools, storage, shade, sanitation, barter, and skills. Pick one you can start this week with less than $50. Then do it before your motivation evaporates into another video. 99% of people will nod, feel smart, and change nothing. Be the 0.1% who puts a bucket of potatoes behind the garage and calls it strategy. Your grandparents left clues everywhere. In the shed, in the pantry, under the fruit tree, beside the rain barrel, in the compost pile steaming quietly like it knows something. The gold mine was never buried treasure. It was ordinary competence, repeated until it became survival. Subscribe if you are done worshiping convenience. Drop a comment with the first forgotten homestead skill you are bringing back. Class dismissed. Your move.